All right, episode 38, everybody. Whew. Been a long road now, so let's see what we got today. We got DC, we got Marvel, and we got a Kickstarter for you. Check it out right now. Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got some exciting or not so exciting stuff for you planned today. We gotta find out. It's a crapshoot today in comics, so let's see if these comics will make good movies and television shows with your host Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, comic book writer, and a working line producer. Recently moved to Atlanta from Los Angeles, hoping for more work, and I got a couple of things lined up, so let's see what happens. All right, so if you're interested in some of the other stuff that I've written, I will have a link in the description below to desinora.net, and you can see a couple of them behind me. Thank everybody for making Lords of LA a successful Kickstarter. I will be doing late pledge, but it won't be until the beginning of the year. I'm actually talking to the owner of fundmycomic.com, and I think I'm going to have the late pledge there. So you might want to check some other comics out there as well. Really nice guy. Looks like he's trying to grow that platform as well. All right, so let's jump into it. So we got Birds of Prey, which of course everybody knows from the movie that was helmed completely by Margot Robbie, who wanted to make it a feminist film. And as I said, it failed entirely. She destroyed a very good IP, an IP that I've collected for many, many years. Mostly Gail Simone driven. I read almost all of Gail Simone's run. I liked her run quite a bit. And then after that, they just stopped making them completely. And now we have Kelly Thompson. And as you know with me, Kelly Thompson is very up and down. I collected her entire run of Captain Marvel. And some of them are real shit, and some of them were okay, passably. I liked the character enough, and she kept, throwing additional characters in there. But all she writes is female characters. There's very little male-centric characters in any of her books. So Birds of Prey was a good, fit for her. However, this whole run makes no sense. And when you're jumping into a run here where the plot makes no sense, and your buyers and your readers have to, just put their brain at the door, it doesn't work. And these aren't made for kids anymore. These are made for adults. And if you think you're writing for kids, you're wrong, because how many kids can afford $5 for a comic nowadays? None. Absolutely none. So you're not writing for children, you're writing for adults, and if your plot is not mature to a certain extent where it just doesn't make any sense, you're going to have people jumping off. And that's what's happening now. I think this title's in the shitter. So the storyline is that we are jumping back to a character I think that Gail Simone created. I'm not sure about that for a fact, but I think so. Called Sin, and it was a sister to Black Canary. She wasn't really a sister. It was a sister in the fact that they were brought up in similar fashion, or had part of the same group or whatever else. That kind of sister, and sisterhood, I should say. And I guess she finds out that there's a monster coming after her, a demon to a certain extent, coming after the sister. And the sister, she planted her on Themyscira. So instead of calling up Diana, and they had her up on the Justice League line and saying, "Hey Diana, we got a problem. We got Sin over there. My sister, that one. There was a demon coming after her. Can we get the whole Themyscira group, the Amazons, together? And can we fight this thing together?" And one woman probably say, "Yo, yeah, we could get down at that. Yeah, we sisterhood too. Yeah." Instead of any of that happening, no, it was, "Let's get a whole team together and we'll go over and fight every one of those Amazons, even though they're on their home base. And we know there's like 3, 4, maybe 10,000 of them on that island, but we're going to fight them all. Look at us. Look at us. Our sisterhood is bigger than your sisterhood. Check my pants." It's stupid. It is stupid. So we have this group come over, and on top of that, we had John Constantine portal her to another thing where they needed to get something to go over there. And nope, we couldn't portal over to the island with John Constantine. I know they couldn't portal with the boom tube because it would make too much noise. But they're already in a big fucking battle at this point where it wouldn't have mattered. So instead of all that, Killer Shark, whatever the shark guy's name is, he brings over a bigger shark like a Meg and says, "Go right in his mouth over to Themyscira." Good idea. Good idea. Luckily, they weren't killed, even though they could be very easily if it's King Shark. If King Shark wanted to kill them off, you're gone, buddy. You're gone. Oh, so bad. So bad. So now we jump into this issue, and we are on Themyscira. And we are fighting everybody. Now Diana just showed up, and the artwork in here is so horrendous. So bad. The coloring, the artist is trying to be Darwin Cook and failing miserably. I can't say too many bad things about this book. Everybody's probably like, why are you even collecting it? So we have Zealot, which I'm from now on just going to call Katana Girl, is fighting Diana. You know, that's not going to go well. Diana can wipe the floor with every single one of these. So Big Barda comes in and hits her and breaks her over her knee, picks her up, whatever. And then Diana says, nah, it's my turn now. It's my turn. You know, you got your shot. It's mine. So she clocks Big Barda in the head. But meanwhile, the Amazons were trained to be warriors. They're trained from children to be warriors, which is probably the best thing we saw in the movies. And so let's see what's going on now. So Diana's running from a whole bunch of stuff. They're all attacking her. But meanwhile, to watch Greek, Spartan, etc., Romans fight, they would make shield walls at this point. These 5 or so, 6 women would be destroyed. You're attacking us. They probably wouldn't. Canary's head would be bouncing at this point. Especially Harley Quinn. No way. Harley Quinn would be without hands at this point. So meanwhile, no, they're winning. They're showing the Amazons as complete freaking wussies that can't get their shit together. Where's Nubia? Why isn't Nubia leading this thing? And if Wonder Woman clocked Batgirl, she wouldn't be getting back up, man. Batgirl would be getting up in the hospital. That's right. And if you stab somebody, right, Zealot made a deal with the island where if you stab someone, you don't actually kill them. So, I don't. Yeah, I'll go make a deal with the island, and we're gonna have the deal. Kelly, get off the shit you're smoking, man. It makes no sense. I would like to see a battle between Big Barda, like a real battle, actually somebody write it correctly, between Big Barda and Wonder Woman. I think Diana would still whoop her ass, but I think Barda would put up a good fight. So, like it should have happened, they all end up in prison. So, thank God for that much. It should have happened a lot quicker. And Diana takes Sin, and suddenly a big monster comes out of the ceiling. I don't know. And it starts talking to them, saying, "Oh, I'm going to take Sin." And it throws Diana aside. And yeah, so now we're in the big bad, and it's only those 5. The Amazons are completely out of the picture now. So, I gave it to issue 4, Kelly. I gave it to issue 4. That's my decree on this because I wanted to see Diana show up. I saw Diana show up, and it's still garbage. I cannot get a good Wonder Woman book anywhere? At least the artwork and the Tom King stuff is good. That's the only reason I collect that thing is for the artwork. But yeah, so it's been like a good film or television show. No. But the Birds of Prey IP is Margot Robbie went, IP, look, I'm going to throw some gasoline on it. Oh, here's a match. Oh, feminism. The movie was so bad, man. So bad. I cannot believe they had a few $100 million behind that. It was so awful, and it just took the IP and torched it. Just destroyed it. And there was some good stories. There was some good Birds of Prey stories back in the 90s, early 2000s. There was some good stuff. And yeah, she just took it and just sodomized it. All right, so Birds of Prey, gone in the shitter in 1 second. And yeah, it's the last review you're going to see of me with Birds of Prey with Kelly Thompson on the title. I bet on the Cull, her other book that she did with Image, I stopped that too. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where it's Mariko Tamaki all over again, where if her name is on it, I don't collect it. You're going to see a whole bunch of Mariko Tamaki for me. Colin Kelly and his partner, Lanzig. Don't touch anything they write. You'll never see me review anything that they write. They're so bad. And there's a few others. Alyssa Wong is getting there. There's just a few writers I will just never touch. And that's the reason I'm also not... Everybody says the Capwolf is good, but I'm not touching that one either. So, anyways, let's go into The Incredible Hulk by William Philip Kennedy Johnson. And we have... where is it? Nick Klein. Nick Klein's back on the art, I think, here. So the Hulk has taken a more horror angle with this book, and it's up to issue 6. So it's more like it was back in the 70s with the TV show, where he's a drifter, and we have Monster of the Week kind of thing. So the storyline is that there's some kind of seal broken, so there's a whole bunch of monsters being released, and so he has a sidekick named Charlie. She's just human, but she had a very abusive father, and her brother was killed, I think, also, and half of her face is burned, so she puts her hair in front of it, and it's kind of a sad character. But that's why she's grafted to the Hulk. She feels kind of safe with him, and I think in the back of her mind she feels that he can give her Hulk powers in the future. So I think that's part of the reason. Plus, she's looking for a father figure to replace the abusive one she had, I think, or some kind of a parental figure. So it's kind of a complex character. You have two very complex characters together, and I think that makes for a good story. So here we start out again with the brand new episode, even though we're continuing on. So it is like Monster of the Week kind of thing. So think of it as a TV show right off the bat. And they get to this little town, and this little boy is riding a bike that's, it can't ride. It's from the World War II. And he says, yeah, well, when the monsters come, my uncle comes and rides it. So there's really cool, like, Aztecian type of wolfman attacks them and eats one of them. But anyway, you can see right here that the Ghost Rider, at this point, I don't know how many Ghost Riders there are. There's like an Indian Ghost Rider. I'm not talking about like Indian from the country. I'm talking about like Indian Native American. And, of course, we have Johnny Blaze. We have the one in the car, which I forgot his name. And then you have the one with the spiky bike. So you have like 5-6 Ghost Riders. There's also Ghost Rider 2099. So there's like a half a dozen Ghost Riders. I don't know why they have so many. But and we even had the Ghost Rider that was on the horse also, back when, in the 80s. So there was because there was supposed to be a Ghost Rider in every generation, but now there's like 6, running around simultaneously. It was normally when there was he would upgrade them or whatever else. They would have a new one, and then it would be when we retired. But anyway, so anyway, there's Charlie there with the backpack with the Captain America symbol, and you can see her face there, and she's feeling, bad about their last adventure, and she's feeling like she killed someone, but she didn't. And then you get this weird. Oh yeah, they go to get picked up because it's like 30 miles to the next town, and they're like a little girl on the ground is trying because she's describing that there's monsters out at night, and the guy with the truck says you shouldn't be out here at night, so let's just take you to town. So then we get this weird thing with these 2 like obese people, and the husband, I guess he has a flash that he kills his wife. And that's not the first one. So then he goes out, and then there's people walking in front of them, and you see that he has the eyes of like the Wolfman creature. So I guess he is the guy, the Aztecian Wolfman, but he also has a vision of him running the people over. So apparently he's got this other side of him. And then he has a flash of the first piece where the thing, I don't know, so I guess he is the thing? I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting. Of course, he doesn't look anything like the creature at all, so I'm wondering how that kind of meshes. So immediately, Charlie starts talking to the boy about the bike, and then the boy tells her about his uncle or whatever. And then this is strange too. So the Hulk talks to Banner through an old woman. I'm not sure how that works. Interesting, but I would like to get a little more information about how that works. Obviously, it's probably in his head, but it's just weird that normally he like sees them in the in reflections and stuff like that, but not this case. So anyway, the bike flames, which means danger's coming. Oh, and then Charlie goes to go talk to Bruce, but Bruce's clothes are on the ground. So then she realizes that the Ghost Rider is going after Hulk. So he's like, oh no, wrong monster, wrong monster. And then we get this very horrific, like we never really get to see the transformation in this way. So you have a very horrific transformation of the Hulk basically coming out of Banner's skin and ripping it asunder. So I thought that was very interesting because we never see that. And yeah, see, the Hulk sees Banner's reflection in the blood. So I thought that was pretty interesting too. It's got some really good visuals. And then we have Ghost Rider attack, and you see he's in World War II garb. So obviously he was a World War II soldier. And he comes up on Hulk. Hulk's not liking that in a bit, and shooting him in the head. And that's all we got. And then we get, a thing for the next issue, and we get a thing for whatever, for Ahsoka, Lego, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, this is lots of fun, and Hulk with Monster of the Week. That's a great show, man. Why aren't they doing a TV show with that? Ruffalo. I'm not a fan of Ruffalo. I just want to let you know. I'm not a fan of his acting in the least. In fact, I'm going to go see Poor Things when I think on the 21st it comes out here. I'm going to go see it, but I'm not a fan of his in the least. I much preferred Norton in the role. Whoever he pissed off, I'm sorry. Can I just apologize for him and bring him back? Norton is a far better actor. Leaps and bounds. And I don't know anybody who can debate that with me. Look at what Norton's done over his career and look at what Ruffalo's done in his career. And you see a difference. So anyway, it would be great to see a Hulk with him as a wanderer back like it was in the 70s, early 80s, and doing with the effects that we could do now with the Monster of the Week and stuff like that. It would be awesome. That would be awesome. We get butt kicking every episode. That would be great. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. He's doing a good job on that series. I haven't collected Hulk in a long time, and I'm glad I'm collecting this one. All right, then I got this in from Kickstarter. This is Vixx the Hunter by Jeff Massey. So it's an apocalyptic world where there was radiation, and the animals all kind of transformed to a certain extent, and the humans transformed too. So some of them remained human, other ones got furry. So the foxes grew 10 times. The horses became carnivores. So they eat meat. That's what that means. And stuff like that. So we get, the artwork's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And so she's riding, the Volp, I think it's called. That's not the name. That's the name of the type of animal. It's no longer called a fox. It's called a Volp. But anyway, this is more of an adult book. And I guess they got kicked out of their tribe because the fox was fucking a animal of the other chieftain or whatever. So, I mean, and you can tell just by the last line. See, it says, fuck me. So anyway, the other people from her tribe chase her, and she goes into these dark woods. And I guess there's mice now that can electrocute people. And they're like, well, we're not going in there. And once the leader gets electrocuted, they said, yeah, we're definitely not getting in there. So the electrocution mice jump on the fox, and it's all over him, kind of like lice. And so they kind of run, and they run a little bit too far, and they end up going over Niagara Falls here. And the fox protects her from being damaged. However, then we got a lizard creature comes out carrying swords, which is kind of cool. And she immediately tries to lasso it, and it breaks. And I think I missed a page here. So the fox pins it down. Here it is. The fox grabs it by the tail, smacks it against the tree. She takes the big old swords and, she chops the crap out of it. And then we got this guy show up that says, well, that was my bounty, but I guess you can have it. But let's take you into town so you can make some money off it. And that's what he does. He leads her into town, and he's riding some kind of a ostrich or something. And then she meets the leader, who gives her a pack of money and says, I have plenty of other jobs for you, so kind of hang out with us. And in fact, I got a big monster problem that I can use your help with. So he drops the money on the thing, tells her kind of the story, and she's like, woohoo, I'm the law now, you and me, we're the law. And I guess the fox is sleeping with a bunch of girls, and she goes and I guess has like a male prostitute, and she's having a good time. So the next morning, he goes, this the scene here. So he says, she's like, the big monster is the jackalope? They're like, no, the one behind the jackalope. So it's this big monster here. and the fox and her look at each other going, I think it's Kitsu or whatever else is the name of the fox. And then it has a backup story that leads into another story, which I really won't get into, but I guess these guys find flowers on this tree because they're looking for someone, and the tree is like gold and they can sell it or whatever else, but then the tree attacks them, and the person that they were looking for, I guess, was transformed, and that's the end of that. So yeah, that is the end of all 3 books. So let's do a recap. So Vixx the Hunter Yeah, I kind of suspend because I don't know the storyline yet. But if it's her just going out and finding monsters and attacking them, yeah. But I think it's with the fox and everything else. I think it's more an animated. I think that what was this, the Disney one that had it was not Yara or whatever it was that had the last dragon. It's kind of like that, where it has this, two of them going on their own adventures. I kind of get that kind of feel with this one. All right, so yes, but I think it'll be animated, but I'm going to reserve because I want to see where the story goes. But it's Kickstarter. She won't see a second issue for some time. Hulk, yes, I think this would make a TV show. I'm not sure about a film, but the way it's written right now would be a TV show. Although it'd make a pretty, if you'd have to compact it and make a really good, make a film out of it, and that you get to see what the big baddie is. I don't know what the big baddie is. And then Birds of Prey by Kelly Thompson. I'm going to say straight no. This is gone from my pull list. Goodbye. All right, so that's it for me. Thank you again so much for helping me grow the channel. If you can subscribe, give me the thumbs up, give me all that stuff, so help me grow the channel out through the YouTube algorithm. And happy holidays, everybody. And I will see you guys on the next one. I'm finally getting caught up with my comics because they kind of got overloaded when I was gone for a little bit for Thanksgiving. All right. And thanks everybody again for Lords of LA, and you can look for that and late pledge if you missed it at the beginning of the year. All right, check out some other videos that are popping up right now. Some of them are made just for you. Talk to you soon, guys. All right, bye-bye.